Okay, well, welcome. And who am I? Well, I've been in Uniconta for 5 years now. I am not an accountant, I'm a technician. I'm Lise, by the way, if you write in the support and it's a technical issue. Sometime it's Eric Damgaard who will answer the question, or some of our Indian guys, but I'm also the one who can answer some of the more technical questions. So I'm in the support, and like an octopus, I have a lot of other stuff to do as well, courses and something like that. But that's me. While I'm doing this course, normally this course I will give you in 2 times 3 hours. Will take 4 times 3 hours, sometimes the whole day, one of the days. So this is going to be a marathon. I'm going to show you a lot of technical stuff, not so much basic. I hope you have been working with the report generator already, so you know the basics. When I've shown something and I go to the next subject, I'll of course ask if you have any questions, and I'll try to answer them as good as I can. Or else, please, if I can't get all the questions today or on Tuesday, write them to Matthias and I will get back to you in a mail. I'll have a short break just to get a cup of coffee, 10:15, 10:30, around this, when it fits in the material. So let's get to it. Today I will walk you through a lot of things with the structure of an invoice. It's very important to know how these report actually is built and how we are going to work with them if we want more than just a simple invoice or a report. So I'll walk you through some of the steps so you understand how to put in data and how it will work. Good. I'll just close my camera. Then I'll show you labels, panels, pictures, calculators, fields, expressions, languages, and more labels. It's more labels and languages that is working together. Summary and fields, and maybe invoice on images, links, and so on. But all of these subjects are for 2 days, so I will just go along and see how far we get today. So that's it. Any questions on this? Nah. Good. I hope you have all seen Uniconta before, and this is my Uniconta standard one. I am an administrator, so I might have some more buttons than you have, but it works the same way as yours when we are making the reports. In tools, we have the report generator. We have all our lists of reports here. I have a lot of reports, as you can see, and other reports here. I also have a lot of reports. We're not going to use this report today. We are going to use, oh, this is the wrong company, sorry. I'm going to use this one, so it's in English. Good, here it is. And I don't have so many. There it is. Good. The first thing I'm going to show you today is how an invoice is built. That is the best way to show you a lot of different functions, but also how a report is built. I know this is recorded, so I hope you'll get a chance to see it later, because it's probably going to be a lot of questions. This is a standard invoice. It has all the stuff we need to make a quick invoice, and the customer gets the information they need. And this is it. But if we need more than this, then we need to know how this is actually built. A standard report is as minimum built with a top margin, a bottom margin, and a detail band or ribbon. I don't know what we will call it. I think it's actually called band in the report generator guide. So this detail is not used in an invoice. It's hidden but still shown as a gray area. Then we have our order lines, and the order line is placed in a band, a detail report. The detail report has a data member, inventory trans invoice. If I click on these items here, I can see on my field list that, see here, this is the inventory trans invoice. And we can see the detail report here. This is our report explorer. If you are used to program in Visual Studio, for example, you have this report explorer where we have all our components that we are using and working with. So these are, you can see if I press these, you can see it shows the item on the invoice. And this field list is our data. So if I press the total band here, I can see which data member I'm using, and this is the inventory trans invoice. And the source is the invoice source. This is specially programmed to show all the most used information in an invoice. All of these tables have relations to all of these tables and especially put into the invoice. So the detail report, where we have all our order lines. This is looped one at a time. If you have 10 lines in your order line, then it will loop 10 times. This is detail inventory transaction, and as you see, this is this one that is looped. But we also have a sum here. Later on, I'll show you how to do this thing. This is a header and a footer. No, this is the detail, and this is the footer. You can also have a header if you would like that in here, but I'll show you later. For now, we have all the listed lines here, and then we have a sum, the net sum, in the footer. So this is the calculation. You can see here there's a sum. This is a calculation. Show you that later as well. Of all of these lines. So invoice total will be summarized into one field in the bottom. That was the order line. Then we have the detail report sum. This is where we have the VAT information, the discount information, total discount in an order, and this will be looped again. This one can have multiple lines. We can't see them when we're creating the invoice or writing the invoice, but we can see them when we are looking at the invoice. And again, this is a footer. You can see the name footer. The sum of this this band here, which is looped different VAT, different discounts, and looped together and summarized in the bottom. To help us do this, the developers has made an invoice sum field up here. These are, what do you call them? Kind of hard-coded data. These are summary fields that shows, well, you can put those almost everywhere on a report, and it would show the same. But this one, you can see on the detailed report sum, this has the data. It has invoice sum fields. So these fields are in this one, and these are created just to use as a total, this total, for instance, and the labels, you have here labels like this. I created an example. Let's see, invoice, this one. Let's see if it works. Yeah. Below here, these fields, as I was talking about, these invoice fields up here, there, we have the base amount, the label amount, the label percentages, oops, the total, and the VAT. This will be looped for every line in this detail. So let's see, I can create a quick invoice. Let's see this one. I press F7 to view the invoice. It's not a nice one, but it was one I tested. Let's see. Below here, we have these information here. There we have the base amount. We have this one, 217. We have the percentage. This is the percentage. This is used to calculate, but you can also write this label like this. It will be a hard-coded label that would look like this. So you can use this, but you can also create your own and just use this percentage to add into your text. And then you have the, okay, I don't have any discount on this one, but or else I would have one more line for this. I can create one. I'll show you. Discounts. There we go. Now we have this 10% of discount here, and we can see we have 10%, and this is the 10%. So this is this is hard coded from the developers. So if you need to, I have some customers that need to do what you call it. You have to pay to get rid of oil and stuff like that. A kind of tax to the government if you have grease and stuff like that in an auto mechanic, for instance. Environment fee, it's called in Denmark. Then instead of giving a total discount, you might call this environment fee instead. Then you know, if you search through this list for total discount and you find total discount, you can change the label with environment fee if you would like to use this for that instead of a discount. This is sometimes people uses that in Denmark. So you can actually see the different kind of stuff. If you don't want it to be called VAT amount, but something else, you can search for the label VAT amount and you can change it with something else. So this is how to figure out how to change stuff so it will be more personally, more customers has a lot of good ideas that they want to implement, and now you can do it with this. So this is a bit about understanding these different bands. Okay. To really understand what this is, then you can see I have something down here that looks exactly like the order lines I had up here. So, and that's true, you can actually create more of these lines. For instance, if you would like to make some of the lines in the top and you would like to write something else on some of the other lines in the bottom, you can actually list these order lines 2, 3, 4, how many times you want them to be listed. How you do this is, well, we were working with bands. These are created in bands. Is you enter these, right-click on a page footer, for instance, and you insert let's see, a detail band, and it should be unbound. Now we have a detail. It's called detail report 1. You can call it whatever you would like to. We can go over here, let's see there. And you can detail report invoice. Let's call it lines. Then we know what it is, like this. And it will change over here. Then we'll have to put in our data, the data member that we need to use. It's placed beneath debtor and inventory trans invoice. And the data source, let's see, is invoice source, the source in the field list up here. Good. Now, what can I list in this one? Well, all the fields there is, if we need to have data put into our report, we can either take a label over here, put the label in here, click on it, and go to the expression editor. Then we can find the field. And now when we do like this, you can see inventory trans invoice is our top of the source. So this is the data we can use. Very simple and very correct in this band. So I'll just find the item number, and say OK. And then I have the item number placed here in a field. I can also do this. I can place another field, go into this, and expression. In here, I also have the list. And I will go down and I will find the item name. There it is, like this. Good. What I also can do is that I can go over here into my field list, inventory trans invoice, and I can take the field from here. Let's see, quantity. You can see here we have 2 quantities. One has AB, so this is a string, so this is a formatted quantity. And one is a number. This is actually the correct number from the inventory. When you pick an item from the inventory, it's a minus quantity. But when we sell it to the customer sees it as a plus quantity. So we have made this field like here. Okay, so I can actually drag these in here. I can take the other one as well, so you can see the difference. Good. And then we have the price here. I can put that in. So this is just to show how this is going to look. I'll save the report. Good. And I'll press F7. So now we scroll down a bit. I have, this is what I made in the first example. And let's see. No, this is actually what I made today. This is the number, what do you call it? The name and the pieces. Oh, this is the one. This is the one. See, you have here the quantity with the string and the quantity with the number. This is the number we pick from the inventory, but this is the number that the customer is going to see. And below here we have the desk as well, like this. So this is so this is how we can create our own data. This is not very nice, but to make these fields look nice, we use the first item here and make this nice the way we would like this to look. We can press Shift, and then we can press the rest of the fields like this. You can go to Layout, and we can say this is going to be aligned at the top like this, and it's going to be the same width and the same height. And we do not want to have any space between them. So we can actually do this. This is a very fast way to put the items in a nice way. You know, if you do like this and you would like it to be the same, you are going to be crazy, especially if you have 20 labels that you're going to place. But this is nice. Just to look at this, I would create another color for it. There it is. You can have a dark red. Oops, that was a bit too dark. A gray. Good. So this is how we format. This is how we insert labels, and this is how we view the data. Let's see. There we go. This is not nice formatted, but that I'll show you later. Here. Then this is not enough. As you saw up here, this one, we also had the footer where we can calculate these data that we have here. So in this one, I'll add a footer, a group footer, like this. See, this footer is placed inside this detail report band. So this is great. Now, if it's exactly the same data I would like to use, I can just copy these data and put them into this band. Then it will be totally the same that we put in, just as these two up here, these two here, and we can put them down here. But I made a funny one here, so I'll show you how to summarize stuff. This is listed. This is a loop that is listing every line in the order. If you have 20 lines and you would like to count how many items, how many quantity is in this package that you're going to send to the customer, then you can do that. I'll just borrow the item number. I'll copy it, Control-C, I put it below here, and Control-V. If I like to count how many items is in this list. I will do like this. Just to show you the expression. In here, I would like to summarize, but I do not have any summary fields in here. I have string, math, logical, data, and aggregate. I'll come into those issues later. But if I would like to summarize in these fields, I have here summary running. This is set to none, so we can't do anything about this right now. But I can select summary on groups, reports, and pages. Groups, let's see. This is a detail report invoice. So this one is a report. Okay. If you have, if you need to, it could be on every page you would like to summarize the amount on every page, and then you will on next page summarize the next amount on this page, and on the last page you will have all the quantity in one sum. Then you can calculate all the lines on one page, the next page, and the third page, and in the end you will, in the footer, or what do you call group, the report footer, you will make a total summarize all over the report. So this is the grouping or the settings for how you would like to summarize. I'll show you more later about that as well. But for now, this is a detailed report invoice. So I'll select report. Okay. Then I'll go into this item again. And now we have they have added this summary for us. Here we have a lot of possibilities. We can summarize the median, we can summarize, we can count. I'm going to show you that in a minute. I have it somewhere else. We can have the sum running sum if you need to know the running sum on items. It could be on what do you call it, a statement, for instance, or how many items is there? Is there 1, 2, 3, and it will summarize a running sum down to the bottom. You can also use a sum where it will just summarize all the items in one. And we will have the count. Let's see up here. I would like to count how many items am I going to deliver to this customer. So, good. Oh, that was wrong. Sorry. Count here. I will double click on this count, and then it will be placed up here. Then I will take the item, flip it, and put it into between this, and say OK. Now you can see here I have the summary sum count on this item, and it will be placed here as well. So let's see if it works. I'm going to save and close and F7. And I'll scroll all the way to the bottom. Now you can see we have 2 items that's going to be delivered for this customer. Good. This was the count on the item number. Now I would like to say 10 and 15 just to make another test and say save. And here we go. Now I can make a count on the quantity. I'll just copy one and put it into the band. So I can copy fields from band to band. I can also move fields from band to band if I would like that. But now I'll just copy it down here. Remember to mark the band that you would like to copy to. This. And again, I need to remember to set this to the report. And then I need to enter the expression editor. I can go down here and I can find my count. But I can also do like this, sum count, and press enter. Then I can remove the last and put a bracket here. So you can also write in this expression editor. Also press OK. So save. And let's press F7. And scroll all the way down. It's only counting 2 lines because it's counting. Okay. So I need to use another function. Let's see. This is counting, and of course I need to use the sum. So I can do like this. Sounds like a Chinese Indian food, sum, but very nice. You can also do like this. You can go down here, press the sum, and you will have the description on every function you do have in this expression editor. But sum, and this is good. Let's just check if it's correct. Now we have the 25. So this is the count of the how many lines, and this is the sum of the value of the fields. So this is how we do this. We could also have a calculation on the price, and this would also be used sum to calculate this. Good. This was a bit of a summary. Let's see. Good. And then, of course, we could have these 2 fields. We could just copy them down here. And then we will actually make the same lines as we had in the normal invoice. This is if you would like to list the lines once more, or just to show you how this is working. If you would like to list some of the lines once more, you could set up an expression to show that this line in here, we have expression on these band we have here, and we have the expression below here, a small f expression, where we have an expression called visible. I can't remember what my groups are called, so I'll just look it up. Maintenance, item group. If I would like to have the freight listed by itself, for instance, then I would like this line below here should only show the freight if we have a freight on this line. Then I would say freight, good. And then I would go into this visible field we have below here. And then I would make an expression. These functions we do have below here. This is normally it sends back true or false. If it's visible, it's true. If it's false, then we will not show this line. So what we need to do is we need to figure out if this item group is freight, then it's true. And if it's not, then it's false and it will not be shown. So I'll have this logical function here, one of our functions. And don't ask me why there is 2 i's in an if sentence, but in DevExpress we have 2 i's. So this is an if sentence, I hope you have all tried to do this either in another code program or Excel or something like that. But if the item group, okay, let's see, group, do we have group here? Yeah, we do have group, equals, see if I spelled this correctly. I can't see that right now. If group is equal freight, then true. If not, then false. So I'll just say okay. I'll just look at this. Did I do it correctly? If or it looks correctly. Good. So if I put freight into this this list, this invoice, then the freight line will be placed in the bottom. Let's see if it works. So I go into my order line here, and then I place add line, freight. We have it. One piece, and let's just give it an F7. So we still have our order lines up here. We also have the freight, of course. This is the standard order line. Then we have this I had made in the first example I made for myself. And then we have below here, only line that we need is the freight. This is calculating wrong, of course, because it will still list, but it will not show you the line. So if you need to use the freight in the bottom of an invoice just to show the customer something, it's possible to do it like this. So you can use these data as much as you would like, and you can put onto this band when it's going to be visible or not. So this is pretty smart. On the summary in here, you can, let's see. No, I won't go, that's a thinking, but you can actually also calculate how many lines of freight if you need that, but I won't go into that right now. I'll get on thin ice. Good. So this is some of these things we can do in an invoice. The last band we have here is the page footer. Let's see, insert band. This is the one here. We also have a report footer. I'll put it in here. We have the page footer is shown on every page. If, let's see, page footer here, we have, it is possible to page footer that's here. No, page footer show on every page, but I think it's actually possible to not show it. I'll get back to that. The report footer is only shown on the last page. You can see here. Print at bottom. If you don't put print at bottom, the page will be printed right below the last information on the last page. But report footer will only be printed once, and that would be on the last page. You can put a page break here before the band if you would like to make an ending, a last page with information that is only going to be shown on a last page. You can put a break before the band, and you will have this as the last page. We have, let's see, up in the top, we of course have the top margin. This is for the printer or for the nice looking paper, so we have a bit of air before we go into the page header is like the page footer shown on every page. And let's see here, print on all pages, not with report header. That's wrong because this should say report group. No, what do you call it? Let's put it in. I can't remember what it's called here. Group header, there it is. If this one, not with group header, it should have said group header. So if you would like to have a title, a page, there's only going to be a title or picture, something like that, then you should add this group header. Let's see here. This one. This will only be printed once, just as the group footer. There will be the first page and you can repeat it on every page if you like that, but normally it is used just on the first page. Print across band. Well, these band, you can't print stuff across these band, but the group header can. So you can actually have a group header that will print more than you actually can see in here. But I never tried it, but you can do that. So if you would like a title, you put the group header in, you put a title in here, and this will be printed on the first page. We can just put in a picture here. We'll put in something. This is a nice one. Okay, then we have this page header. The page header will be printed directly after the group header, and all pages or without the report header. You can do that. So then we will have this as a title, one page, and then we will have the invoice after. I'll just show you quickly here. No, it didn't work. Why? But it only printed once at least, so it should have been on the first page. Let's see. Okay, after the band, of course, like this. Let's just try again. No. We need to do something about the header as well. Let's see. This one. Not with report header. This should be correctly. It used to work. Well, another thing you can use this group header with, I'll look into this later, so get back to you on Tuesday with this. But another thing you can do with this group header, if you have this very, very large information up here, this is the half a page of an invoice. You don't need to show that on every page. Then you can actually do that you make this group header very large like this. You take this information here, remove it, and you put it into this group header here. Okay. Then we will have this on the first page and this information up here. Hopefully will just be on every other page. Save this one. Let's see. This is really working for me today, huh? Not very good. No page break. Well, I'll take that Tuesday. I'll figure out what's wrong here. It normally works like this, but today it will not work with us. So that was not good. But these bands are important to know how to use them. So group header, page header, what do you more have here? Page header, we have the detail, it's only showing once, group header, footer. We can have more group headers and footers inside some of these bands. We can have the detail unbound, then we can put in our own data, for instance, like we did before. And we can have this invoice sum field, that is the field up here, the hard-coded data that we have here. So, and then we can have vertical band. I haven't really worked with this because it's, well, I haven't had a customer that really asked how to do this, but it's possible to make some vertical bands in here as well. Then we have some sub bands, is where we like this, build some bands inside the bands. I had this, normally had this to work without using sub bands, so my experience in that is not so big. But this is some of the bands that we have, and now you know a bit about those. Okay. The next thing I would like to show you is we have some new stuff that we created in version 87, I think. So I'll just show you a bit about how to put in an invoice into a statement. If you send out statements to the customers, then the customer can click on this link and see the invoice that they haven't paid for, if that's what you would like to send to the customer. So I'll just show you how to do this. We have these special reports. The special reports are all our pre-coded reports in Uniconta, like invoice, order confirmation, and let's see, statement like this. Okay. This is pre-coded inside of the new statements that we create. But if you do have an old statement and you would like to add this into the statement, then I'll show you how to do this. You can see there's nothing in here. So I'll just save this statement for our example. I always do like this. I will say, okay, this is my new report I'm going to save. Sometimes I also write the name of the customer up here, so I know which customer this is. But I can also write it here, and I can do like this, 21/12/02. And then I know when I created this invoice. When I did it, I can do like this, update it. 21/12/0. I know, okay, I have updated it, and I can write a text, put in new picture, for example. Oh my God, there it is, picture. This is just so we can remember what we're doing, because yeah, well, I can remember what I did, but 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 2 months later, no, we can't remember what we did. No, that's not the age thing. That's just how it is, because we do a lot of stuff. Okay, then we have two important fields down here. We have run and we have edit. If you create this for customer, then you would like the customer to run this report. It's not always you would like them to edit it, because some customers are very curious and they would go into this and they would say, oh, I can move this field, and suddenly they press save and they ruined the report. Not in a bad meaning, but they ruined it. So it can be smart not to put edit into this field. The customer cannot edit and ruin the report. They can make a copy of it, and then they can play in that copy. So that's more safe for the original report. They might use the new report and put it into the layout groups and stuff like that, but you will always have the right report, and it will only be you who can ruin it. The owner is the only one who can edit the report. And that's also an issue you need to remember. If you put run and not edit, and you leave the company that you're working in now, then the next person that will come into this report will not be able to work with this report. So put the report on an administrator, on the owner itself, and just say to the owner, if you ruin this report, you'll have to pay again. But be sure that the reports don't lie on a person, the person owns the report that might not be here tomorrow. So then the report will disappear. But that's it. Then we have all companies. If you use all companies, you need to write in the subscription ID. All companies is all the companies with the same subscription ID. Not all the companies in the whole Uniconta, but all the companies with the same subscription ID. And if a customer has 2 or 3, 4 small companies, that is actually doing the same thing, but with the same different name or different company name and stuff like that. But you just need a simple report with an item name, and quantity and price. Then you can actually use the same report, and you can put all companies and the subscription ID. The subscription ID is found company, maintenance, and subscription. I do not have a subscription for the company because I'm an administrator, and my boss is coming after me because I don't have, but that's his issue, not today. Good. So let's see. I was going to save this one, and now I deleted it. That was very smart. And that state. Right. this, and I'll just put run and edit on it. If I do not write anything down here, it will take my company name, this one, and put it in by itself. So I'll just do like this. Good. In my report, on my statements, let's see. The account statement, there's, I will now have this standard statements. I can go to my debtor. Let's see if it works just by looking at this and have a statement. Opening balance, I'll just go a bit back. Data here, search. Nope. Okay, there I have an invoice, and then I will check external, and I'll use the printer. Let's see. The new thing is that we do have this this clips, and I can press this when I have invoice 57. I can press this clips, and the customer will be able to see this invoice out here. And I can say, oh my God, I bought that. I'm sorry, I'm going to pay right away. Or say, well, I didn't buy that, or whatever. But then we can present the invoice to the customer like this. So this is smart to have. Let's see, if you had an old one, you can always open a new statement. You can go into the lines here, and you can see how did we do it. Well, what we did, what we put in a picture. Let's see, we have a picture here, like this. I don't think I have any picture. If you're using pictures in the report generator, we have a couple of different ways to do that. If you would like to embed a picture that you have on your computer, it could be instead of this company picture that we have, that you put on the company information, you could have another picture, like one more picture, or like this, a new clips. Then you will have to use this one. You open a picture inside this picture box. I'll just have this. This is not a nice one, but I'll use this. Okay, like this. This is how we embed a picture. If you're just going to use the image URL down to your C drive, F drive, U drive, whatever, then the neighbor won't see it. The person you're sending this to will not see it because they do not have access to your drive. So this is how we do it, and then it's going to be embedded into the report. Don't use too big pictures because we have a maximum size for this report. I think it's 1 megabyte, and it's not much, but it's what we have. So don't use nice big pictures that the designer has made. Make them smaller, so it can be here without you're not being able to save the report. But this is how we do it. What we can do down here is we have this sizing. We can normal, stretch image, auto size, center image, squeeze title. I always forget how to use this. So if I always use auto size, and that's going to ruin all this report. For I know this is going to be a big picture then, so I'm not going to use that now. But I can squeeze it, so it will fit into my box. And I can drag it a bit if I would like that, then it's more nice. So this is my new clips. This is just a picture, but it's my picture. Then I am going to put on a link, the link for this data that we have up here. You can go into this one, and you can go down to here, and you can see how this is done. But now I will show you. I use this. I have the expression, that's nice. I'll go into this F expression, and then I'll go down to the navigation URL. And then we have this field called view invoice, I guess. Let's see. Mobile link, we have invoice link, there it is. And I'll say, okay. That will do. Okay, I need to double click. Okay, then it is. Now we can see we have this little database icon here. So we have some data in this field. You can see this data icon all over the places here where we have data. So this is how we do this. I can put this up here and we can see if it works in a minute. Good. Save it. There's something more we need to do, but I'll just show you how this is looking. Was the wrong one, I guess. When you're creating statements like this, sometimes you also need to check your maintenance. You need to check your layout groups, because we have this standard layout group. And then I need to check if my statement is in here. It's not. So I'll put my statement in here. So I'm sure this is the statement that we will use. I'll save. Good. And I go to this statement. I will search one more. Let's see, we have this. And let's see if it works. It didn't work. Okay, let's have another one of this Liverpool designer. Opening banners. I know I have an order here. I'll just say this all incorrect. Invoice first 11. Hope. I'm not going to send anything. Good. This is a test company, so it will only be me that's going to get this. Good. Now you can see it's working. We have the clips, and I can press that one. Oops. Okay, I pressed it a lot. And we will have this beautiful invoice that we made. You can see the freight is below here, or some of the data is below here. So the customer will get this this statement and can go look how the invoice was looking. And this is the new link, the link I made. And this is doing the same thing. But as you can see, I have the link two places. I have it at the opening balance, but I also have it at the invoice. There's enough, the link is not working on the opening balance. So what I need to do is I need to hide this one, because I'm not going to show a link that is not working on a, so I'm going to hide it. There it was. Good. In my function here, again, my expression, I'm going below here and say visible. Good. Press my three buttons here, and I have the expression. Logical and if. If, let's see, if this view, oops, no suggestion. Okay, I will do something else. I will go into the fields and I will find it. Invoice link. If this link length, I do like this one, length of field is larger than 0. So if this link is filled in with some text, we would like to show it, true, or else we would like to hide it like this. So now this will only be shown if there is an invoice and there is a link for this invoice. So let's press OK. Save the statement. And this is the wrong one. I'll just press my printer here again. And now you can see I'll only have the link and the visible text, the picture at my invoice. This clips was not showing up here, but that's the hard-coded clips. This I showed you here is if you have a statement already and you would like to use this for an old statement instead of setting up all the new designs. This is just the standard one, but if you have set up a design, the report generator is to set up designs to make it beautiful. Customers like that. Some customers like that. So if you spend a lot of time designing a report, then this is the way to put in the link for the invoice. Good. And how to hide and show the data in the invoice. Good. Okay. Now I will go on with some more fancy stuff. Let's see the invoice here. We have this statement. I can work with this one. If you saw how the statement looked when I pressed the printer, we have here the address, and we can see there's an empty space here. And I would like to move that. You can see we have here the address 1 and 2, and address 2 in this customer is not filled in. So we will have this empty space. We can remove this space, and we can do that in many ways. We can take the space and we can delete it and move this zip code up on the address 1. But what if we have a customer that actually is using address 2? Then we need it to be there. But then we can say, okay, if this is empty, then move this one up to this field, and we can do that. But that's a bit too tricky right now. So I have a simple one. We have this panel. I'll just place it here so we can see how it looks. It's just a panel. And it speaks to for itself. Place control here to keep them together. So I'll take these controls and I'll place them in the panel. I need to do one more thing. I need to go into these fields here, and I need to say these fields can shrink. This means that it will only fit the size of the text, so they will shrink if nothing is in it. And I'll just place this up here. It looks a bit nice. And save the report and press yes. And then this is the report. Let's close it and let's view it again. Now, this is a bit nicer. So it's stuck together. You can do it with this as well. You can also do it with your order lines if you would like that. Some customers think, oh, this is too much, taking up too much space. I'll just move these two. We made our own. This is much nicer. But it's our own. Okay. I would like to these are too taking up too much space. I can do like this. Just take and the line up here like this. I can do like this if I would like that, and that's one way of removing some of the space, doing like this. But we can also use the panel. So I will put in a panel all the way over here. Let's see if I can see my page like this. That's a bit too wide. Oops. Like this. Then I can take these fields on like this, move them down into this panel like this. I can put the amount probably inside like this, and move this up here. And I need to remember to do this, not this one. Oh, I need to do that one at a time. That's not totally correct. I can do this. There. And this. This is this text is what do you call it? It's a hard-coded size. So if you need to do something about this, then you need to code something. But for now, the text is fine. So I'll just put up here and save this. Oh, we have closed it. Never mind. I can see there is a lesser space between those lines. So this is one way to do it. If you have some text that is longer than this and it will go into next page or next line, then the first line will be a bit higher, but it will still be pressed together as much as possible. So the panel can be used for pressing text together and hiding text that you don't need. Something that won't work is this will probably not work because this one and this one is not touching each other. So it's very important that the fields are touching each other. And now you remember how we did that, didn't you? Let's see, we pressed the first one and the second one, and we did like this. Then there is no spaces between those fields. Remember this tools, it is a nice way working with those fields and placing them directly beneath each other. Good. So that was the panel. I hope you can use that for something special. Okay. We have different components over here. We have a rich text. A rich text is used to put in HTML text. Rich text, I think you can actually put in a Word document as well. But when you are going to use some of these components, you just press them and you just drag it into this report. This is, you can use the rich text editor if you like that. If you put in some text that has some colors and different bold, and this text should be, let's see, red. I pressed OK. Then you will have this text in your report. You can't change the text on these simple labels. You can, but you can't have different text colors in the same label. So you can change the text using this text, what do you call it, font colors up here. But if you would like to have more different colors, you can also put in a picture in here. Then this will be the way. If you have something you would like to put in every report, you can actually go in here and you can find, let's see, I think I have, oops, I think I had I can load here. I had a report that maybe in here. My front page. It's in Danish, I'm sorry, but it's my front page. I can put in here. And this is fine. I don't know what is in it, but let's view. We can view, preview in here. No, that's the view. We can preview up here. Let's see. Yeah, my front page. Then we have this picture inside our report. And this is on every page for this this information on this statement. This is not a nice example, but this is actually possible to put in an RTF file like this. I don't know if I have an HTML. I don't think I have. It wasn't showing before, but you can place data in this this as you would like. You can also say this is going to be deleted and put in the group, the page. Let's see. The page footer, we can put it in here, so it will be like this. Load this one. And then we can preview again. We have the statement, and then we have my front page at the bottom of this statement. That's not nice either, but I hope you get the idea. Good. Then we have, let's see. I have shown you the picture report. Where is it? Here. This was the picture that I showed you. We could put in a picture up here, and I could just take a picture and put it into the report here. And remember to use squeeze like this, so it will fit inside the area that you have designed it to be. And what else? What else do we have? Well, I have an example on the PDF later, so I'll show you that later. Good. Does anyone have any questions to all of this I've been showing you? I actually have some material for you. I was very late yesterday creating the last page, but I'll send it to Matthias and he can share it with you later. Any questions? Do you need coffee? I know in Denmark we drink very much coffee.
Hi, Lisa. Let's go for coffee.
Hi. Let's go for coffee. 15 minutes?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
I think Marco needs coffee as well, so let's go for coffee.
That's good. I know some of my Dutch friends, actually one who's using Uniconta as well, Willem. He is a very big coffee drinker. So what I know about Dutch people is they do like coffee.
Yeah.
That's great.
15 minutes is fine. Thank you.
15 minutes. Okay, I'll see you back in 50 minutes.
Okay.
Bye. Okay, I am 2.
Hi, welcome back.
Okay. Now I'll just go on with the next thing I would like to show you. I'm back to the first invoice I made. It's just a simple invoice, nothing fancy here. In Denmark, we have something called mobile pay. This is where we can pay with electronic devices. That's very smart, but I don't think it would work for you. You probably have something different. But in this invoice we have here, we have this message box. This message box, this is a tip for you. This is not everybody uses it. It's data collected from customer maintenance and document messages. If you're not using these document messages or your customer's not using it, then this will always fill this much. So what you need to do, I know we should have hard-coded it differently, but what you can do is you press this message and you enter, let's see if I can find it here. Process null values. If this is a null value and this is null if it's not filled in, then don't leave it. Suppress it and shrink it. Then it will not show up. You will not have this silly empty space. So you'll have this much more space to write your invoice in. So every field that you are not using, not every field, it doesn't work on every field, but most field that you're not using, especially like this, you can go into this behavior and you can find process null values and process suppress and shrink. And this message will not show on your invoice. That's a tip. Good. Then another thing I'd just like to show you here is that we also have the PDS. I can see if there it is. What I put in here? No, I would like to put in the page footer, I think. I have the PDF here. PDF can be used just to put in, doesn't matter how far it will take the, let's see. No, will not. Just tested it. Okay, I'll put it up here. Okay, my clumsy fingers. Press, let's see. Like this. I'll put it below the messages. The message will not show up now. So there we go. This is a PDF. This will show the whole PDF. So I'll just push the product catalog here. I have one product catalog like this. Okay. And then I can actually preview it right away in my invoice. I have no data in my invoice, but I have this PDF added into my invoice. It could be what you call it, an offer. It's not called an offer. It's called a quotation. It could be a quotation for the customer. It could be new products you would like to show and just put it in as an advertising in the invoice that you send out to your customers. And you can put this PDF inside the document. I am sure you can also put this invoice, PDF invoice, into the order line if you have created a PDF field for the order line, and you would, or you have one of these. I'll get into these icons in the next course. I didn't have any time to write this in English yet. So, but the PDF you can put in on the order lines, I guess. I'll try that for next time. But you can put it in here from this component out here. So now I would like to show you something funny. We have, I think everything about this is funny. I do like this report generator, but we do have different kinds of report here. We have the special report, that is all the built-in reports for the customer, vendor, and the account cover page. But we also have a blank report where we just start up with a totally blank report, and then we can put in some data that we would like to view. We have a simple report where we can select one table, and its related table will be put in automatically. Then we have a master detail report where we can have a master report and some details tables that is actually working with this master detail report. Then we have a multiple source report. Well, you can put in any kind of data into this report, but it will not, what do you call it? I will not put in so much because I need to select the data. But I can put in the vendor, and I can put in the debtor, and I can press finish, and then I need to select for the vendor. The vendor, and I need to select for the debtor, the customer. Oops, like this. If you would like to set up a printer, you can do that. You can put in a printer, a name here, the printers that is added to your computer, or you can put in a printer location. And that's probably more correct when you're working in a bigger office. Then you can select if you would like to use external source. If you select this, it will be the view that you are in Uniconta that decides which data you're going to see. But if you're not putting anything in here, you'll just see all the data that we can collect for you. So let's see. This is the vendors and the customers. There is no relation between those two tables. So what we will get when we view this, it's just two lists, one with customer and one with vendors. So if you would like to print out all the different tables in Uniconta, this is a way to do it. But well, I haven't found a sensible thing to use this kind of report form, but we can make it, and probably someday somebody will say, hey, I used it for this, and that was a great thing. But I haven't found anything yet. Then we have the custom source report. We do not, in the support, we do not support this report. But it is possible to make different application and select the different tables, write a source name, and do a lot of things with this report. You can actually create your own data source for a report. If you don't think in the invoice we have all the fields that you would like to have in an invoice, then you can create your own invoice here. I don't know how to do it. I haven't taken the time to figure it out yet, but I guess I'll do it someday. Then we have the blank report, the simple and the master. The simple is where we can only select one table, one category. Yeah, one table. The master detail, we can select, let's see, let's have, where is it? Editor, the vendor, here it is. And then we can select the transaction, open transaction, all the transactions, or what we need. That's the master table and the detail table. And then we can press next and select the two different tables, select the fields, and you can have a report for this. The blank one, Here you can select if you like single, master detail, multiple. Oh, it's more like the multiple source, but you can have a single and then you just have one table item. Let's see here, inventory item. There it is. Let's have the user. As you can see here, we have the inventory item client and we have the inventory client user. If you have a table with the name user, it means that you have created a user-defined field. I'll show you later how to do that if you haven't tried that yet. But in a single selection, single source, I'll select the inventory client user. Then I can also select the detail for this one, inventory. Let's the stock transactions like this. Now again, I have this create data connection. Use external data source. If I do that, now I will be able to have the list page overview, view the selected record, or the master record. If I select the overview, I will have the list from Uniconta that I have filtered, or the whole list if I haven't filtered anything, but I'll have the view that I have on my screen printed into the report. If I view the selected record, I will only see the record I'm standing on. I have selected with my mouse on the screen. If I use the master record, well, the master record, if we have the order lines, the order is the master record for the order lines. It's not many places we can use this, but I've never tried it. I've never used it. I never had the use for it. So that's it. But in here you can have you can add outer join if you would like to check that, or else you'll have the inner join. So this is where we need to think when we are creating the report. And okay, we can, in this modifier up here, we can actually change that later. But when we create the report, it's always a nice time to think which data we actually need to see. For now, I just list the whole thing. No, I'll have the list page, so I can select and show you how to do this. You can also always change it. Good. Now, I asked for a blank report. I got a blank report. So what I need to do here is I need to put in some fields. I have the master here. Let's see. We have the item number like this, and we have the item name like this. We can have the cost price. Let's see the cost price here, and we can have the sales price. Let's see. There it is. Good. Like this. Okay, let's see. This is a report we can preview right away, and we can see here we have yeast, milk, floor lamp, whatever, all the way down here. This is our list. Good. Like this. Okay. If we would like to, in here, we can this is why we can actually insert the different kind of bands. With this, we can also group this, and we can calculate fields. We can make a lot of expressions. So if I would like to know, I would also like to know the quantity on the stock right now. Let's see. Quantity. It's called in stock. There it is. We have two fields, in stock and physical stock. The financial stock and the physical stock. The financial stock is the one that we have paid for. The physical stock is if you go into the inventory and you count the items, or then it will be the physical stock. It's not what you paid for. It's not what the customers paid for. It's what you actually do have in your inventory. That is the physical stock. How many can you sell right now? And stuff like that. So I'll take the physical stock and I'll put it in here. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Now I am not using this in here. Let's see, like this layout, this and this. And then I would like this one to be over here, like this. There. Like this. Good. Now I have these 5 fields, and I would like to calculate. Let's see here. I would like to calculate the cost price. How much is my inventory worth right now, and probably how much I can sell this 6 items for. I also have a negative stock. I'm sorry, this is test data. God, there is a different way we can calculate on fields. We can actually directly use a field like this, and then we can go into the expression, and then we can have these 2 fields. Let's see, we can have in stock physical with the cost price. Let's see, like this. I'll say, great. Now this will be calculated. As you can see, this times this that's true. And this is a very quick way to do this. But sometimes you need to use this field somewhere else. Not just in this field, but somewhere else. And then it can be nice to do calculated fields. Calculated fields you can create by right-clicking out here or up here in the menu. You can create calculated field. Again, just like a report, give it a name that we can remember what is calculating. I always start with cal, and then I say cost price on stock. I think it's called margin or something like that. I'm sorry. And this plain, we can put this here. And then we have the expression. The expression editor is where we can make the thing that we did before. We have the field. We can also do the cost, the master, and then we can set cost price times master, and we can say in stock, and then we can say save. Okay. Now we have this cost price on stock, and then we can make it bigger over here, and then I can actually take this cost price and I can put it here. There's something wrong with this calculated fields. Not what I've done, but there's something wrong in the report. So I need to do this twice. I need to tell that to the developers, but I haven't gotten around to this yet. But if you do it twice, then the field will be put into the field. You can see now it's cost price out here. It should be the same as the one above. Let's see. See, we get the same results. So what you do if you do directly in the field like this, or you add a cost price with the label, you actually where you put in the calculated fields like this, it gives the same result. What I don't like about this is that it looks funny. We would like to have only two decimals, and we would like it to look nice. So this one and this one, let's get it right. Like this. Good. And this and this. So we can format all these fields in home. We can have it centered like this. And they're all very nice centered here. Okay. Cost price and sales price and the calculation should, in my opinion, be right. This as well. This is also a number like this. Okay. If I would like to format this number, we have on the little arrow here, we have the expression, but we also have a format string. So I can go into this one. We have different kinds of format. We have date time and we have a number. If we just need this to be 2 decimals, we use this N2. This. And then it will look like this. Let's have a look in how it is. Now you can see here we have 2 decimals and it looks much nicer than this one. It's also put in separation, a thousandth separation bullet. Good. So this is how we do the formatting. If you, in this one, would like to put in a euro sign, let's see if I have a euro sign on my computer. It doesn't look like that. Yeah, I did like this. Then it will look like this. So you can easily put in a currency sign for your field as well. This is how to format the numbers. We use the next one here. No formatting, nice. But again, if you would like to format in other kinds, you can also see the examples below here, how this is going to look, whatever you need to do. Currency, you can use this as well if you would like that. I don't have a great experience with it, so I like to use number and just use the N2 and then just put my, in Denmark we have this like this, and then this will be showed nicely like this, right? Good. So calculated fields, you can create them up here, and you can create them in the field list. This was created outside the master and detail. You can see this is outside. Then it will be possible to get data from both of the tables or the master and details. But if you create it inside here, let's see where it is. It should be, no. Where did it go? Yeah, it should be inside the master here. Let's see. You can right click on any of those if you can find them and edit the calculated fields. Now you can see we have one here, and then we have the new one I made, and the data member here is only the master. If I like this to be in the detail, I can change it up here. Might not be able to change it back. No. Okay, but I can probably move it. No, I can't do that. You can add a new one, and then it's outside the master and details over here, but you can put it inside. Maybe not into the master, then you need to right click into the master and create it. But you can put it into the detail, and it will be removed from outside here, and it will be inside the detail in the calculated fields 1 and 2. So there is a path that we need to be sure that we have the right path for these calculated fields to get the right data. If you, for instance, in an invoice creates a user-defined field beneath inventory trans invoice, you can't get data from the contacts because now you are inside this source view and you can't step outside and get data from the other tables. So if you create an calculated field inside this one, you won't be able to get the data from the outside this scope, if we can call it that. Good. Okay. So this was a bit about calculated fields. Good. The expression editor. I've talked a bit about the expression editor. We can show fields like I showed you earlier, if it should be visible or not, using this function below here. And let's see, what can we do in here? If the stock is negative, we would not like to show this this whole band. We can do that. So at the detail, should the detail be visible? Sometimes it should. Let's see the expression. If, write it like this, if. Okay, in stock, we can't do that. Master, in stock, physically, is more than 0, then it should be true, or else it should be false, like this. And press OK. Let's see, what have I forgotten? I think okay, like this. So now I do only have the positive numbers in my list. Good. Then it could be if, let's see. Why do I have the same name and item? Is that true? item number, and okay, I have the item both placed. Let's see here. Now this is the name. We might have the same name. Okay. Good. Let's see if I know there was a question from one of you, and if let's see if the number is more than 100, for instance, then I would like to show it in. No, then I would like to hide the name. This is just an example. So we go into the designer. I have the name here. The component I need to do something about is the one that I'm putting the function visible in. So this item name should be hidden if the master, if the master in stock physically is more than 100, then the master field should be false, or else it should be true. And write smaller and large characters in here. It doesn't matter. It's not so sensitive as C#, but yeah. I'm not going to save it, no. I'm just going to view it. Okay, so every item that is more than, or every quantity that is more than 100, I've saved this, I've hidden this field. So if you have a reference or a field that is not filled in that you would like to say, hide the label, this is the way to do it. You check on the label if it is filled in, if the length on the label is more than 0, and then you give it a false if it's 0, and give it a true if it's not, and then you'll show the label. So this is how we do it. We can also put in text into these fields. I can make a new expression. We can have directly into the field here. We can make a if, what can we have? If master is more than 100, we can write a text saying we do have enough. This, or else we could write buy some more, like this. And I'll press OK. Let's see if it works. There we go. We have some more. We do have enough of this, but we'd like to buy some more of the rest of the stuff we have here. So you can do a lot of things with these expressions in any of these, just in a simple label, and you can write anything in here. We have well, I never used them, but if you need to use these functions, there's a description in here how to use them. We have the date time. If sometimes you need to add a day or hours to something, you need to get the date. You need to use today's date. It's called now somewhere. There it is, today. And you can get check if it's December. You can check if it's get the day of the week and stuff like that. And then you can check on a date, or you can set a date. There's a lot of functions in here you can use. Then we have this logical if is it null, then it returns can see here, true. If it's null or empty, otherwise false is returned, yes. And there's a description, so you can just read it here if you're in doubt. We have some math. For instance, if you take some of the text fields, I'll show you here. If you have the if we have a field here that is not key name, I'll show you in the invoice. It's a nice place. We have this quantity here. We have quantity, and the quantity. This is the ABC. This is the text, the string. If you like to use the positive quantity in here, okay, like this. If you like to make a mathematical calculation on this field, we can go into this. This is a string, so you can't calculate on a string. So what we need to do is we need to change this to something we can use. To double. So I'll use to double. And I'll put this into the brackets, and then I can say, I can multiply it with the quantity, no, the sales price. Quantity price, there it is. And then this will be the correct way of doing this. I'm not sure if the sale price is a text or not. What else we would have to do the same thing with this one. But if you need to calculate on a text field or string field, then we need to use to double if it's a double field, or else we have two integers as well. That we have. So good. So this is we can also put this into the positive numeric expression. We can, yeah, well, you can round it to a value that you would like it to be. You can use sinus and cosinus and to decimal, to double, to float. So there's a lot of functions you can use in this report generator. Okay. The string is actually nice because sometimes we need to put strings together. We have the concat. You can put strings together, one string, two string, three string, and so on. And we use that as, let's see here. Oops. Master like this. And then we have the item, no, the name. Item name, there it is. And then we can put a, can't remember the name. And then we put a space inside, of course. We put the next field, master, a number. Do we have that? Item number like this. And then we can, now we have put two fields together with a space in between. We can also do like this, so we can put more spaces in it. Have the, that was wrong, like this. See if I have all the brackets. One, I think it is there. And then we'll show the item name with the number inside of it, like this. You see, like this. We have the number and the dinner table. I've put the wrong item up here, but this is the correct one. Good. Another way we can do that is, I'll move it over here. I'll move it over here. Another way we can do that is we can put in another label, and then we can use another format string here. We have this format string. This is an easy way to put strings together. We have, the first thing we need to do is the format. How is this string going to be put together? And then the next thing we are going to put in is the values. So if we have the master and the name here, and then we have the master and number. Yes. Then in this format we have up here, then we need to use these brackets, curly brackets, to tell in which order these fields are going to be shown. The first field is this one. It's 0. The next field is 1. And if I had another field here, it would be 2. Sales. So then I need 3 brackets, curly brackets, and I will put 0, 1, and 2. Let's see how this works. Okay, now I have the name, the number, and the price. This makes absolutely no sense. So we could put in some more formatting things so we can make it look nice. This is the name. And then we would like to put nice brackets around the item. And then we would like to write price about this. And now I need to think. I think it's like this. I'm not sure, but we can try it. Nah. Maybe. Let's try. I'm not sure it works. But, so I'll just look how we do it. Okay. Now we have dinner table, and we have put the number nice into the round brackets. But the last thing I did wasn't working correctly. So let's see. I'm just going to cheat a bit. We have, oh yeah, it's that way we're going to use. So 0 or 2 and 2. Good. So it was the wrong way. You can also write directly into this one and 2 like this. Let's see. Okay. Now we have the name, the number, the text that I wrote, price, and then we have a nice formatted price after the price. So the format string, if you understand how it works, but just formatting in the front in single, I don't know what they are called. They're called single G size in Denmark because the double one is a G size. But and then you have the different kinds of data fields here. If you would like to have the sales price as the first one, you can just write 2 in this field, and you can change the order of the data into the format string like this. So the format string is a nice way to format the information that you need to write out on the screen. If we look at the invoice, yeah, we have this zip code and city, and you can actually see this is how this is done as well. The formatted serial item and the first item, this is the zip code, and then we have the city. So this is a format string that you can also always open an invoice and see how this is spelled if you forget how to do it. But it's a very nice way to do this. Okay. So that was something about the expression editor, how we can use it directly in fields, and we can as we can actually use the expression editor is used everywhere. We also have it in the visible. We have the appearance. Yeah, I would actually think, what's the time? We have 40 minutes left, and how far am I? Yeah, let's do that. I'll make this is a nice new invoice. I'll just use this one so we don't get a lot of messy stuff the other day. If we have the quantity here, good. Let's see if we have the for color. It's there. In this function we do have below here, we can change the for color. If this number is different that we would like it to be, if it's negative, it could be red. If it's positive, it could be blue. We can change the text alignment. We can change if it should be right set, left set, whatever. We can change the padding in the control if we need to do that automatically as well. We can change the font. We can change it to bold if it's another. Yeah, let's do that. If we do this, and then the quantity. Formatted string. Nope. I simply just can't remember the field name today. Good. If, let's see, inventory trans invoice, if the quantity, let's see. Here it is. Good. This is 0. This is the real number. Now we can take this number. Good. This is not a number. If the to double formatted string is larger than 0, then true. This means that if this quantity is an item we are selling, then the quantity should be bold. Okay, let's just copy this one. Say, okay, good. So if the for color, this is good. I can put this in here. If the quantity is more than 0, then the color should be blue. Else the color should be red. I'm not sure we do it like this. And blue. Or else I have the example somewhere. I'll find it. Let's see. Okay, good. This is a new invoice. I'll just save my new invoice just to show you how it works. Run and edit. Oh, I put in a big file below here. I'll just remove that one and save again. New invoice. Like this. Good. I'll go to my layout groups, my default one here, and I'll say my new invoice on my invoice here. And go to my sales order, find my Liverpool diner house like this and put in 2 items, desk, 2 pieces, and a table, -1. And then we have something to look at, more lamp maybe. Okay. And an F. Let's see. Good. Now you can see the positive one is bold. So this is how we change this. It's not blue, so I got the wrong color, but I'll find the right color in a minute because we need the -1 to be red. So I will go into the report here. On this quantity, we have layout. Let's see, no, appearances, and the 4 color here. I'll just find it in my paper. I'll get it to you as well. Oh, no, yeah, okay. This should be like this. Good. Then it should work. Let's see. Not in here, of course. Okay, F7. So now we have bold blue if it's positive, and we have red if it's negative. So this is how to change the text as well, the format on the text regarding the information on these fields. You can also change the text on one of the other labels regarding on these fields. So it's if you depends on which field you're on when you are creating these informations here. So if the quantity is blue, you take this text and you put it, the text should be the same. You can just put it directly in here because then it checks on the quantity and then both text will be blue or red. Like this. It doesn't matter which field you're on when you are doing this. Now we didn't put the bold on, but you can see the picture. You can put that on yourself. So that's how it's done. Okay, that was even more expressions. Good. A format string. Let's see, what more do I have? Do you have any questions? Do you have any things you need me to show? You can just drop in and let me know. I'll just look on my papers here to see if I can get a hang on where am I at. Okay, good. Let's jump to something else. We have labels in Uniconta that translates the text for us. We have, you can see here, this is a label that's called item, and if we have this item and we put an add in front of it, the system knows this item is going to be translated into whatever language that you are using with this this customer. So item in English will be item. In Danish, it will be vare. I'm not sure what it will be in Dutch, but it will be what is put into Uniconta. Let's look at that. We have in tools, we have the labels in here. This is all the labels that we have in Uniconta. There's a lot of labels. I'm actually not sure how many. I'm not sure if we can put the yeah, we can. You can count. We have 3,436 labels. That's a lot. But if we take the item like this, this is the item. If you don't want this to be called item, if you want it to be called something else, you can actually do that. We can also look at this. It's called in Dutch item. We can do it like this. It's easier. Like this. Article. Yeah, it could be an article as well in English, but for now this is an article in Dutch, but in English it is an item. Okay. If I would like this to be article in English as well, I can actually do that. I can go into my user labels. In here, I can create my own labels, but I can also reuse the label that is already put into Uniconta. So if I enter here, I can use item, and I can go in here and I can call article like this in English. This is in English, okay? And then I can actually use, if I can see the customer out here, let's see if I can change that as well. Customer, oh, I can change that to my best. Why not? In English. And I can save this. Okay, I'm not sure this will, but normally this will be changed as well, but it might, I might need to log out and in again. But now this is what I've changed. So item will not be called item anymore in English. It will be called article. Let's see in my order. Let's try to press F7. Now we do have article here instead of the item. So we have changed one of Uniconta's own label into an article. We can also make our own label, my label. This is my label. This is in English as well. Like this. If you need to change, for instance, the item into different languages, you need to create item. Yeah. Like this. It's also called article in Danish. Because then it will be the same all around. So if you have different language, you need to change, create a language for each language. Then it will be the same throughout the Uniconta. But I created my label here. This label can be used all over the Uniconta. It can be used here, but it can also be used in reports. So my label, if I go into my invoice here, I can place a nice label here. We can make it a bit bigger. That's okay. That's what might be. Then I need to add the text up here. My label. Wrote this correctly. Okay, let's see if it works. My label, that didn't work. Okay, that's okay. Then I need to do something else here. I think is
first letter is in capital.
I did that. Thank you. Yeah, well, let's see. I am missing something. I can't see. I'm cheating a bit. This is great. Sometimes we need to do this. no format string, I think, on here. My LABEL. Let's see if I did spell it. My lab. I just spelled it wrong. That's true. I think it would now. Let's preview. Yeah, this is my label. So I can simply just, if I write it correctly, I can create a label like this, and I can go into my report and I can use it here. I can also use it tools, user-defined fields on a customer, for instance. I have added some fields here, you can see, but I can add a new field. And the text to be shown could be my label, like this. And I could put in some formatting. It could just be a string, that's fine. Okay. Then I can go into my customer and somewhere out here, my new field will show up, I hope. No, I have to close it first. Now it has to reload, and it will be out here. There, this is my label. So I can change the label in the fields, and I can use it in my reports. And the item as well. If I open the inventory, let's see, do I have it somewhere? The item should be called article as well. Let's see. No, because it's called item number. Yeah, it was changed a couple of versions ago. Instead of item, it was called item number. So this is, we need to use another label if we need to check this or change this. But I know you get the picture of that. But labels, you can create your own, and you can use Unicontas and rename them to whatever you need them to be. An example is the French company Renault. If we go in here and rec, let's see. If we have the rec, like this. And we take the French. It's a very long company registration name. So this is where you can go in and take this and make a shorter registration in the language French, because else it will ruin the design that you set up. It will change the label size automatically if you haven't set it to be just one size. So create your own labels, change our labels. You're welcome to do that. So let's see. Good. Let's have a picture on the item. It was something that was made in, I think it was version 87 or 86. I can't remember. But we do have pictures on the item. Yeah. And see, I have some something added to these items. If we have this clips, it indicates that we do have something on the items. This is a desk. Let's see the desk. To add a picture, we need to go into Attachment and Documents. In here, you can see I have a URL, and then I have a picture. I can view the picture here. This is a table, and I might be able to view this as well. It opens up in the web, and you can read the update 86. So it might have been 86. We have updated this view. Okay. If I need to add a new picture, this was a nice table actually, but I'd like to add another bit. I don't know if I have any, but let's see. There it is. And I probably have a stool like this. If I don't want this to be compressed, I needed to move the compressed check mark before I actually selected the picture here, or else it will be compressed and you can't see the compression. So you might move it, but sometimes it's okay, just it's compressed. I will save this one. Now I have a picture here. Let's see. This is a picture of table and some stools. Okay. To be able to use this, we need to go into the item, edit the item, and on the photo, we need to select one of these. And the third one was the one I added in. I just added, so I'll select this one here. I can actually see it. You see, this was the right one. I'll save this. In my list of items I have here, I can put in the picture. Let's see. There was. Like this. Then I don't need to use this. This was if I needed to get a picture from my computer. Now I need to use the expression. And let's see. It has to be image and item like this. And let's preview. Let's see. Don't we have any pictures? Okay. This is the desk. The reason why I didn't get the other pictures is that I've just added the picture on the item. And I need to close the report generator to get the new data and to read the right table into here. But you have a picture here. I think we do not have any more pictures. It might be the items that we have deselected. But here we have a picture of this wonderful table. Again, this is a design thing we need to remember. Just squeeze it so it will be nice. Good. So items with pictures, put them into the attachment and use the first expression and get the image image.image. This is just the master table right here, but image.image beneath the inventory item is where we are going to get this image that is selected on the item. So this is how we do that. Okay. We also have the possibility to link. So if we have this link, let's see. We can put a link on this picture. Let's see see here. This is nice. Got it. We have the picture. At the function, we expression F bottom in the properties. We do have the navigation URL. You can go into this one and then can find the field. And let's see, we have the image and we might have the link. Let's see. I can't remember what it's called. Let's see if we can search for it. Link. No. Okay. I'll try something else. We have the invoice. And we did have some links here. Let's see. This photo. URL link. Okay, let's see. Oh, we can't do like this. Sometimes it says too fast. I need to. That is a number. That's not try. Now we can try. Do you get the URL? You can see we get this hand. So this is a link, but it's the wrong link I've got. That's the invoice link, and this is the URL link, and this is the photo link. It should be this one. It won't work. I'll find the link for it for next time. But we can add a link. We can add another link. Then we can add, let's see. Like this. And then we can click and we can load a page like this. God. This is the same link on all the items now, so it makes no sense. But if we had a link on each item, then it would be able to put it in with the link and be able to use. So this was the link, and we have the picture. Good. Okay. Do you have any questions? Anything you need to know that I haven't told you yet? I have more to show you, so don't worry, but yeah, good. Okay. If I would like to, this is my detail I have. If I like to put in the sums, you know, the summary that we made earlier in then invoice. We can put in we do have the bottom. We can put it in the bottom line, but we can also put in a band here. We can have the group footer. I'm not sure. Yeah, we can have the group footer. That would place it in the last page. And we can also have the, let's see, page footer. There it is. Sorry. I'll move this picture. This is in the way. Now, if we would like to count how many items do I have, how many different items do I have? I can add this label here. This is in the group footer, so this will be the last page. Let's see, the summary in the report. Okay, so this will be called, no, this is a group. Let's see. This will be showed in a group. Now I've shown the summary here. I can go into my expression and I do have the summary. So I would like to count. The items. Let's see. Item number. There it is. This is how many items we do have on the total report. I would like to write that in here as well. Let's see if I can do that. This is the number. We can do this. Nope. This one. No, well, doesn't matter. I won't use this. I will just write. I can make these. No, I can't. Custom format. Here we can do it. We can do write 0, and then we can say all number and account all, and say OK. Yeah, okay. Count all items. Good. Let's see. Preview. Okay, this is at the bottom. This is the what do you call it? The group. The group footer. This is the last shown. We have the group header and we have the group footer. They are only shown once. Why it didn't work in the invoice that I showed you before, I don't know. But normally it does work in these own created records or reports. So this will be shown on the last page. If I would like to count on each page, how many items there is on each page, I don't know. Did we have more than one page here? Yeah, we had 2 pages. So it makes sense. Because we can just do a bit like that. Okay. Then I can actually do that. I can copy this one and I can put it into the report footer. This will be shown on every report footer. But we can't just copy it and trust that it works, because this is a page footer. So this should be set to page. Then it should work. So let's see. Preview. Good. I have 3 pages now because I put in some more space. 7 items. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this page has 7 items. This page has 8 items. And this page has 3 items. This is in the bottom. We can change that. Totally, we have 35 items. So you can calculate on pages, and you can calculate on the last page. So this one, let's see. This one should be at the bottom, like this. So now we have made some calculation or some counting on these. These two need to switch places. I can't remember how to do that. It might be simple. You might, no, it's already this one. Can't move that. It's always making fun of me, this one layout. It should be printed before this one, but it's well, I don't know why it's like this, but the calculation is working. It's a bit funny that it prints before the page. I'll look into that. Then we have, you can also have you can put in more calculations in these page footer. You can put in the summary, as we did. This is the page, okay. And the expression, we have the summary now. We have the sum, like this. And we can put in the, this is where it's actually smart to use the calculated fields, because if I would like to use the summary on that field that we calculated here, where we calculated directly, it can't be done. But what we can do is we can have the calculated, we can take the sum directly on this calculated field. So I can do this, and I can say cal, if I'm like cal, cast, new, master, cal, new. Okay, let's see. It was here. Good. Like this. Then I can use this calculated fields. It already contains the sum I made up here by multiplying in stock with the cost price, I think it was. And I can just take the sum on this one, and this will be put on every page footer. Let's look. Okay, and the footer here. We have the amount on this one is 6. It might be true. Might be true. So this is the summary of these fields. So the calculated fields like this is good if you have calculation that you need to make summary on. So remember that, because it's easy to just calculate directly in the field like this, but it's more difficult to use later on. Then the calculated field is like a new table field that you can just use. So this is something about the sum. Good. And now the time is 1200 hours. And I think you've been very quiet, and that's very nice. I hope you're not sleeping. And this was boring, but that was what I had today. I couldn't go on for hours, but
We know, Lisa, we know.
but I guess you have other stuff to do as well. So that's it.
Yeah, do you need us to send you some questions based on what we saw today?
That would be very nice if you had some questions. I will gather the information I've tried to work through today, and I'll send it to you. It's almost done. It's a bit messy because I had been down with the flu for 3 weeks, and so I haven't had so much time. But it's a lot of information, and I tried to put it in some right order.
Yeah, no problem.
But and translate it into English, so I hope you can read it. You can't use Google Translate on stuff like this. It won't work. No. So
Okay.
that's okay. But send me some questions. I'll try to follow up on those Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I had one with the sub reports actually. I tried with the sub reports. I can try to show you next time, but it doesn't work. I have written to development and still asked them if it's possible to get it to work. But
yeah, okay.
Okay.
So I have another question.
Yes.
This is not related to the report designer.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to meet you for what does transfer to purchase do?
Transfer. Where?
On physical vouchers.
Physical vouchers. Let's see. Okay. There. And then you say transfer to
purchase.
Purchase. Transfer
yeah,
to
that's the journal.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if I think this is if it's an XML file. In Denmark, we have those EDIs. I don't know if you have that, but if you get a purchase order, well, if you get a purchase order within an XML file, I think you can actually put that directly into the purchase order. I think that is what I need.
Voorwaarden voldoen. Is dat echt voor EDI?
Yeah, EDI. Yeah. I'll check for Tuesday next week.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I need to get a hold of Lasse. I think it's something he has made for us.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's okay. Yeah. But just put that in the question list as well, and I'll just walk through all those questions and follow up on Tuesday.
Yeah, no problem.
Great.
Okay, thank you for today.
Yeah, thank you, and have a great day.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.